Yo gamers, Nature here. Today we're going to cover a couple quick builds that can help you level fast as a hunter on the road to level 40 for WoW Season of Discovery Phase 2. Now, real quick, make sure you hit the mash on that like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Before I get started, I did an entire video that broke down Phase 2 talents and builds alongside with another video that covered all the new runes. So I'll link those in the description, but keep that in mind as I'm not going to cover all those things since they're in the other video. This is just a quick video that gives us some build ideas just for leveling, because this is the #1 question that I get asked based off of those videos that I put out. Now, the first build that you should know about while leveling, this is actually going to be like technically the best build, but this applies just to individuals in a Mage AOE group or 5-man dungeon centered around those big AOE pools. Now, I got this idea from my boy Zeet in Rock Apes. He's one of the best hunters I've ever met. So again, this is centered around big AOE pools. I understand that most players won't be able to do this. Now, basically, we go to the traditional marksman build here. There's nothing really special with that. However, when it comes to the runes, that's when we get a little bit crazy here. First, we get explosive shot, which is going to do big AOE damage. So explosive shot doesn't have a cap on the ability like a lot of AOEs. So this can hit as many targets that are in the AOE splash zone. Plus, we're going to go Lone Wolf here. Remember, Lone Wolf got upgraded from 15% to 30% increased damage. So this is going to be huge because this is going to basically go into our explosive shot. Everything's centered around that ability. Now, then we're going to pick up sniper training because if you remember, if we're doing big AOE pulls, there is going to be a setup of some sort done by like the mage or priest, maybe a paladin. So those setups are going to happen. We're going to be basically standing in one spot. So we should have the sniper training proc up, which is going to give us 10% increased chance to crit on every single mob that explosive shot hits. That will be huge. Now, keep in mind here, we can get a gorilla as early as level 32. Yeah, I said gorilla. And although kill command won't work with Thunderstomp, Cobra Strikes absolutely could be viable in this scenario. So a lot of hunters don't even know what Cobra Strikes is. This basically, when you crit, so we just went over, if we're doing a big AoE pull with the explosive shot, and we have the increased crit from sniper training, that's going to crit something, I guarantee it. So now, that's going to make our next pet ability crit, and Thunderstomp is an absolutely huge ability, you guys, for AoE. So Thunderstomp is going to start off doing more damage than Lightning Breath actually does right now. Not only does it do more damage, it will scale big as your pet scaling goes up because you're going to be leveling. Then pet abilities with longer CDs and higher focus are going to scale more than other abilities. Now, there's no way to really confirm exactly what this is, but Thunderstomp is one of the longer abilities and higher focus costs of all the pets. So it's going to be safe to say this is going to hit really hard. And if it's going to crit on every single mob, you guys, this is like absolutely insane. So I want you to keep an eye out for it. And as it pulls up, as we get into this, when people see it, go ahead and throw that in the comments. It's going to be exciting to see how that works. Now, the second build for leveling, this is more of a traditional build. It's going to be the Beast Mastery build. So this is the basic build here. The only thing that deviates from standard raid builds would be to pick up something like Bestial Swiftness. Although we get dash and dive while we're leveling for a pet at level 30, that won't have 100% uptime, right? So we still want Bestial Swiftness if we're leveling in the open world or in dungeons or in the open areas, or even for the PvP that'll occur. Bestial Swiftness is really good. So one of the most asked questions I get is, do I pick up Marksman or do I go Beast Mastery while leveling? Now, to be honest, either or is fine. And that's why I've linked both of them here. But Beast Mastery does have some advantages that are massive for leveling. And that's 100% what I'm going to do. So #1, your pet can move faster in the open world. Beast Mastery also has the lowest mana consumption to be efficient and sustainable DPS, and sustainable DPS is what's key while you're leveling. Number 3, your pet can hold threat much easier in Beast Mastery, especially with the Beast Mastery rune, which is massive while leveling, so you can sustain the damage as well. Number 4, lastly, your pet will scale as we level, while Marksman is going to be a little bit more dependent on your gear, which, assuming most of us have the BFD items, you really won't be replacing your gear out. However, while you're leveling, your pet is going to be scaling more and more, so that traditional damage of saying, well, Marksman does a little bit more than Beast Mastery won't be true when you're level 30, 35, because a pet scaling will catch up. With all that being said, here's the Marksman build as well. If you're in a 2-hunter group where you can run Master Marksman, this is actually much more viable in that type of scenario. As well, Marksman just feels good for some people, and I'd still run the Beast Mastery rune for aggro reasons, but Marksman is absolutely viable. You shouldn't steer away from it if it's what you prefer. Again, I just preferred the Beast Mastery, but you could easily drop a lot of damage with the Marksman build while leveling here too. Now, reminder, hit the like and subscribe. Join as a member if you're really feeling like a croc. That's all I got for you today. Until next time, peace.